Follow me. Two simple words that changed everything. At least it changed everything for those simple fishermen that day when Jesus called them by name. It was an invitation to leave all and come follow after this rabbi, this teacher of Nazareth. See, it was here on the Sea of Galilee that the very first disciples of Jesus Christ were called, invited to follow in the footsteps and learn the way of this master teacher, Jesus Christ. It was Peter, James, John. They were out doing what fishermen love to do, try to catch some fish. In fact, Jesus called out to them and said, "Hey guys, cast your nets on the other side of the boat." And when they did, they brought in such a large catch of fish that it says their boats began to sink. So they quickly made their way back here to the seashore. And Jesus said to them, "Now I'm going to make you fishers of men. Come follow after me. Be my disciples." Now, to be invited to be a disciple of a rabbi was a huge honor. Very few were chosen or selected. And to be a disciple, in the Hebrew, that word is talmid, meant that you would set your life aside to study the life of your rabbi. See, a disciple doesn't just want to know what a rabbi knows. It goes so much deeper than that. A disciple wants to be as the rabbi is. And so he would study his life, his actions, the way he walked and talked, and the way he lived, and the way he prayed, and even the way he ate his food, so as to emulate and follow and pattern their life after their rabbi teacher. There's an old Jewish proverb that says, "May you be covered in your rabbi's dust." Now, that's actually a blessing. It meant that if you were good enough to be chosen to follow after a rabbi, then you would practically be following him from village to village, walking right behind him in his footsteps. And the prayer was that may you walk so closely behind the rabbi that as the dust kicks up from his sandals, that it covers you. It was a sign of commitment and passion in following your rabbi. That's exactly the kind of commitment and passion that these early disciples had. Right here on the Sea of Galilee, they left their nets and their boats behind, their reputations, their security, their professions, to follow after, to walk in the footsteps of Jesus of Nazareth. See, I think in our Western culture, we don't really understand what it means to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. We use the word Christian as equivalent to disciple. Yet there are many people who call themselves Christians that never study after Jesus. They never study his life and his ways to emulate him, to live the way he lived, to love as he loved, to give and to serve the way he did. See, to be a disciple is so much more than being a follower. When Jesus walked around these hills, around the Galilee, he had thousands that followed after him. Maybe to see his miracles that he performed, to hear his teachings, or maybe to get a free lunch when he broke that bread and the fish that day on the hillside. But then there were the 12, that were the Talmidim, the disciples, the followers that were close to him. Now here's what's beautiful. That's not limited to 12. It's not limited to just a few. Jesus invites you and me to come follow in his footsteps, to walk in his ways, to emulate his life. When Jesus says to us, "Follow me," let's follow so closely behind that we're covered in the dust of our rabbi.